Face-off win belongs to Philadelphia. It skips back to center. 27 seconds left. Richards with determination. Richards on his way down. Tried to funnel under the front. Backhand score! Jeff Carter.
That is determination personified. Watch this guy go. Excuse me, I'd like to end this game. Second effort, third effort, and an easy backhand for Carter to give him the breathing room. But the guy who set it all up stood up, stepped forward, made it happen tonight as the Flyers captain. What a game.
Flyers chairman Ed Snyder among the many rooting the Flyers home now, on their way to a Stanley Cup final for the 6th time. Leighton sweeps it away. A dozen seconds left. Powell sends it on out. 6 seconds, now 5. The Philadelphia Flyers return to the Stanley Cup final for the first time since '97. They have eliminated the Montreal Canadiens in 5. Peter Laviolette congratulating Kirk Muller and Jacques Martin, coaching staffs, reflecting their respect for one another. When Peter Laviolette took over mid-season, the Flyers won 2 of their first 10 under him. And magically, a tremendous story. Philadelphia goes all the way, qualifies for the postseason on the final day of the regular season, and now they are the champions of the East.
You don't see this very often where you get the 2 bottom seeds meet in the conference final. Just too deep and got healthier as it moved along, where the Philadelphia Flyers and the magical run of this Montreal Canadiens team who slaughtered 2 of the top teams in the East in their first 2 rounds, Washington, then the defending Stanley Cup champion Pittsburgh Penguins, just ran out of rah-rah in this series.
Hockey's wonderful show of sportsmanship in full effect now. These 2 teams battling for almost 2 weeks. Michael Leighton, an exceptional story in his own right. A waiver claim in December, contemplating perhaps going over to play in Europe. Paul Holmgren brings him in, and he turns out to be the security blanket of all time.
It's quite a story what he's done stepping in. Camilleri, who leaves the postseason with the same number of goals as the number on his back, couldn't get any more. Leads by a healthy margin, though. 4 goals over the rest. There's Halak and Leighton having a moment with one another. 2 guys who didn't even play half of their team's games in the regular season and became household names come playoff time.
First time ever in Flyers history a goalie pitched 3 shutouts in one best-of-7. The Flyers are the Eastern Conference champions. Carissa Thompson has Mike Richards nearby.
Well, Mike, 5 years in the league, you've always worn orange and black, and now you take your team back to the finals, first time since 1997. How special is this?
Well, it was gritty, you know, all playoffs. We just kept on going. We didn't quit. Down 0-3, didn't quit, and all year that's kind of been our motto. So feels pretty good right now, especially in front of the fans.
If you call Hollywood right the script, you knock off the Devils, you take out Boston after being down 0-3, you knock off Montreal. I mean, seriously, in front of this crowd, and to do it this way.
I mean, it's been great so far. I mean, it's been great along the way. Obviously, the journey's not ended. Hopefully, we have a little bit of a Cinderella story at the end too. So it's going to be tough. We got to prepare for Chicago right now, but this feels pretty good.
Enjoy the moment. Thanks, Mike. Joe.
Terrific game Game 5 performance in particular for Mike Richards.
It's going to be interesting. Pete Laviolette and his staff will have to game plan for a different coach team in the Stanley Cup final. He talked about it. You know, Jacques Lemaire, Claude Julien, Jacques Martin. Now Joel Quenneville has done a marvelous job with the Chicago Blackhawks. They'll get tested. Everybody will get tested at a higher level in that final.
Joel Quenneville, a lot like Peter Laviolette. They like to march. They want to go, go, go. The Blackhawks have displayed tremendous speed.
Right, similar type build to them too. They've got some excellent, world-class forwards, a very mobile puck-moving defense. Antti Niemi's been a find for them in the pipes.
Since 1993-94, the Prince of Wales Trophy has been presented to the Eastern Conference champs. His Royal Highness, the Prince of Wales, donated this trophy to the NHL in 1925. It was first presented to Montreal for a first game ever win at Madison Square Garden. It'll belong to the Flyers tonight.
Prince of Wales Trophy to Captain Mike Richards.
Does he touch it?
Jonathan Toews didn't touch the Campbell Bowl. Richards will touch the Prince of Wales Trophy.
Sidney Crosby grabbed it last year.
Richards and the Flyers are going to take it for a little ride.
Why not? You're the best team in the Eastern Conference. You won some hardware.
Richards picks it up off the stand after that handshake with Deputy Commissioner Bill Daly and marches it right into the Flyer dressing room.
I'd like to say one more thing about the Montreal Canadiens. They finished 19th out of 30 teams in the regular season and finished in the final four of this playoff. They deserve to keep their heads high.
Sure, a job very well done. Carissa Thompson is chatting now with netminder Michael Leighton.
Yes, and the first Flyers goaltender ever to record 3 shutouts. How amazing is this experience for you right now and what you were able to accomplish?
Oh, it's a great feeling. We got a great team here, a great bunch of guys. I'm so proud of every one of them.
It looks as if you're getting a little emotional. Everything you guys have been through this year, the coaching changes, the ups and downs, how much more special does that make this experience?
Well, I always said right from the beginning of the year, we just got to get in the playoffs and anything can happen. And we squeaked in on the last game, did a great job the first 2 series, and this was a tough series. It's a good team over there. We just played great.
Describe what it's like when you're in goal and you know it's winding down and you take in the atmosphere. What's it finally like when you can enjoy that moment when you have the win?
Well, I was counting down the clock the last 2 minutes. I couldn't wait for it to wind down, but we did a great job keeping the puck away from us the last little while, and the last couple minutes we did a great job.
Thanks for the time, Mike.
Thank you.
Guys.
Carissa, Michael Leighton used to be a Chicago Blackhawk farmhand, a stablemate, in fact, of Craig Anderson, the outstanding netminder in Colorado. He will face his former mates. As you can see, the Stanley Cup final list of games beginning on NBC this Saturday.
The Hawks are deep, they're swift. They have that D, that nasty checking line. Bufflin's goals, Jonathan Toews. Seems like he's been in the league for 10 years and seems to be on a mission. That's a nice matchup. Mike Richards and his performance here tonight, and Jonathan Toews.
Darryl, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for Darryl Ray, for Carissa Thompson, for all the men and women in our production and technical crew. We thank you for your efforts and your friendship. Philadelphia wins this series in 5, winning Game 5 4-2. After the break, we are going to check in with Bill Patrick, Keith Jones, Brian Engblom, and Aaron Ward. They are at Stanley Cup Hockey Central. That will be presented by Bud Light. The Philadelphia Flyers to the Stanley Cup Final for the first time since '97. All hail Michael Leighton. Congratulations to Laviolette and Richards and the Orange and Black.